Good morning, everybody here. Today, Friday, the 10th of April, we're going to see the lesson of conditional, and we focus on conditional 2 and conditional 3. So, as you can see here, for conditional 2, it's if plus simple past, and this is the first part of the sentence, plus would or could, plus verb, bare infinitive. And that is the second part of the sentence. So, again, this here is the first part, and this part here is the second part of the sentence. So, for conditional 3, it's if plus past perfect, and again, this is the first part of the sentence, plus would or could, plus have, plus verb, past participle. Alright. When do we mention would or could? For could, when we have that meaning of ability or possibility, or simply, for example, when we have can in the sentence. But we don't have can or be able to, for example, it's always would. Right? So, now the question that we have. How could we know that a sentence should be rewritten in conditional 2 or conditional 3? If the sentence given to us is written in the present tense, it's conditional 2. But if it is written in past tense, that's conditional 3. Is that okay? And one thing that is compulsory or obligatory to remember is the structure of conditional 2 or conditional 3. You must remember that in conditional 2 we say if plus simple past plus would or could plus verb bare infinitive or infinitive. And for conditional 3 it's if plus past perfect plus would or could plus have plus verb in the past participle. Okay, this is number 1 rule of conditional 2 and 3. Now we have number 2. Whenever we have because, or since, or as, or but, for example, in a sentence that we to rewrite using if, we switch the order of the clauses. So, for example, part B becomes number 1 after if, and part A becomes number 2 right as a second part of the sentence after if. Is that okay? Something else to add. Whenever we have a verb affirmative, we rewrite it in negative form, and the vice versa. Whenever it is negative, it is rewritten in the affirmative form. Whenever we have any or no, become some. And whenever we have some, it becomes any. Then, the last part of rules of conditional 2 or 3, for example, for be in simple past, and this is used basically for conditional 2 after if. Because in conditional 2, for example, as you can see here, is when we need if plus simple past. So the past of the verb be is was or were, but for conditional, for example, sentences, whenever write was, it's always were. Alright here. So that's all about the rules of conditional 2 and 3. Now we are going to move to practice according to the structure or the form that we have in national exams. So, right here, for example, you have the first question here. So, in national exam, you always either you may have a question like this. Rewrite the sentences or the following sentences as suggested. Or you may have conditional in this way. Put the verbs between brackets in the correct tense or form. But sometimes, for example, as in 2017, the conditional sentences or the conditional lesson was given to students in the form of multiple choice. Which one is correct, A or B? So, let's go back to this now here. For number one, we have you didn't learn, you didn't pass the exam. First, we have to decide whether this is conditional 2 or 3. According to what? According to the tense of the verb. So you have didn't learn or didn't pass. So here we have pass. So generally speaking, this is conditional 3. Alright. We don't have because or since or as or but. So which means number one, number two. For conditional 3 again, which is just in abbreviations. If plus past perfect plus would or could plus have plus verb pp or past participle. And here the first part of the sentence, then we have second part. So let's do this now. And we have to bear in mind that whatever is affirmative becomes negative and negative becomes affirmative. The verb here didn't learn. And here we have if plus past perfect. This one simple past negative. We are rewriting in past perfect affirmative. If you had learned. By the way, for the verb learn, either to write it with ed or t. So if you had learned, if plus past perfect, we finish with number one part of the sentence. So we write it down. You subject plus what? Plus will. So this one is negative. We are not going to say wouldn't. We are going to say just would. Because negative becomes affirmative even in the second part of the sentence. Plus what? Plus have. Then plus verb in past participle. The verb here is past. So the past participle is passed. Passed the exam. Here we are done with number one. We move to number two. The passengers died as the rescue team didn't arrive on time. Again, we have to decide whether this is conditional 2 or 3. We have the verb died in the past. We have didn't arrive in the past form. So this is conditional 3 again. But something else. What do we have here? Right in the middle. We have as. So generally, whenever we have as, or because, or since, or but, we start from the second part of the sentence. We do not change the rules. No. It's always if plus past perfect plus would have plus verb past participle, but we change just the order. So if the rescue, the subject that we have here, it's a rescue team. If the rescue team, here it is, the verb here didn't arrive. We write it in the past perfect. Negative, past perfect, affirmative. So, had, arrived, and then we continue on time. Come on. Now we move. The subject first. We should always write it and then we think about what to do later. So the passengers, we have died in affirmative form. So the passengers would in negative form, which is wouldn't plus have plus verb past participle. This verb is regular, so no change. Full stop. So at the end we get if the rescue team had arrived on time, the passengers wouldn't have died. Then we move to the last one here in that exercise. We have Bob is always late. He gets punished. Here you have the verb be in simple present, get in present tense, so this is conditional 2. We don't have because or since or as or that. So number one, number two. We start. If both. The verb be here in the past because conditional 2 is if plus simple past plus would or could, once again, plus verb bare infinitive. Alright, the verb be in the past is was or were, but as you can remember, in conditional sentences, we never write was, it's always were. So, if both were, this one is affirmative, so we write the verb in the negative form. Weren't, and we continue, always late. Come on, he. Now we're finished with the first part. Now we move to the second part, starting with he. He plus would. The verb here is get, affirmative form, we write wouldn't, not would, plus verb, bare infinitive, get. Infinitive is get. And then punish. We continue here. Pay attention, punish is not the verb. Punish is just an adjective here. Okay? The verb here is what comes right after the subject. So he gets. This is the verb. So finally we will have if both weren't always late, you wouldn't get punished. Okay? So if plus simple past plus would plus verb bare infinitive. Now we move to be the second part of examples or exercises that we may have in national exam is put the verb switch in brackets in the correct tense or form. Here you have the first or the half part of the conditional sentence already given to you, and you write the second part or you continue with the second part of the sentence. We have if they had cooked earlier. What do we have here? We have if had cooked. So this is what? This is past perfect. So when do we have past perfect? In conditional 3. So we have if plus past perfect plus would plus have plus the verb in the past participle for being past participle is being. Here we go. Number 2. He would go to school if. When do we have would plus verb bare infinitive? It's in conditional 2. So generally speaking, what is conditional 2? It's if plus simple past plus would plus verb. So simple past here of the verb be in negative form. Okay, because we have not. Alright, we are going to say if he wouldn't. We are not going to say wasn't. You can remember this. With the verb be in conditional, it's was or generally speaking, the verb be in the past form is was or were. But for conditional sentences, we do not write was. We write always were. But since we are given here not, so we are going to say weren't. Or were not, it's up to you. Number 3, the kids would have gone. We have would have plus verb past participle. So generally speaking, this is conditional 3, which is if plus past perfect. The verb here is buy, so we are going to say had bought. And finally, some could get. Here we have could and verb, which is like would and verb. Gets punished, so could or would plus verb, this is conditional 2, which is if plus simple past. What verb we have here? Not do. We have the verb do in simple past, negative form. The negative form of simple past, except the verb be, is always didn't plus verb infinitive. Didn't do. I repeat this again. All verbs in simple past negative form in English are written this way. The verb do, didn't do. Okay? The verb play in the past is play. Negative form didn't play. But except one verb, which is verb be, that in which we say, for example, was not or were not. It's okay. So pay attention to this one here again. For example, we have the verb study in negative form. We are going to say didn't study. The verb visit, didn't visit, etc., etc. So this is all about conditional 2 and 3. Thank you so much, everybody here, and good luck.